We are here. No, I didn't change bodies. That didn't happen. I'm here. We got a special video for you today, a special broadcast today. Nicole's in the house, and well, she's always in the house, but today we're going to be talking about doing some real change today. Real change. Well, we always talk about that, but we're going to be talking about it even more. Because see, here on this platform, we're not going to be pointing out just problems. We're also going to be giving real solutions. Real solutions. And that's what today is about. Just another brick, if you will, that's being laid on real solutions. So this is way more than just losing weight. It's a lot more than that. It's a lot more than that. And I hope you stick around and hear all about it so that we can change together, okay? Let's stop scrolling to them foolishness and let's step up to some real change, okay? So we're going to give people about let's give it about another minute and then we'll go ahead and get started, okay? All right, so everybody, just make sure you get your favorite little drink, grab your favorite seat in the house. There you go. And yeah, we're gonna be starting here in a minute. I hope you guys had a great weekend, and we are still looking at we're at 108 degrees right now. We were up to 110. So yeah, so this is summer. This is summer. When we were at 99 degrees the other day, that was winter. But we're at summer right now. All right. So, but it's nonetheless, in weather like this, you got to do what you got to do, and then you just go on in the house. But even in that, you still get your sunlight. Hope you guys are taking that advice for real. I hope you're getting your daily dose of solar intelligence. Okay, make sure you're getting that solar intelligence. All right, so we're going to go ahead and get started, and what we're going to do is I'm just going to scoot on out of here, and without further ado, here's Nicole.
Literally an in-studio producer. That's literally what it sounds like. Hey family, how are you? This was a bit a little impromptu hopping on, but happy Sunday afternoon to you. And I'm probably not going to be here too long, right? I don't plan for this live to be too long today. I really just wanted to share with you what's been happening around this alternate day fasting, why I wanted to start an alternate day fasting community, and we're just going to hop into a little bit of that. I'm actually going to show you some pictures too. And let's get started. So all of you know that if you've been following or if you've been a customer really of sambatree.com for any length of time, you know that when we find something great, we share it with you. When we experience something great in our lives and our health, we share it with you. That's just how we flow. Like, that's how we've always been over these, 6 years, maybe. That's just how we've been, I see some people popping into the chat. Hey, Brother Willie. Brother Willie is like first in all the time. Like, hey, Willie, how you doing? Calculated Crescendo is in the building. Hey, beautiful people. How are you? Oh, Willie said he got a couple hours of sun and light. That's awesome. A couple hours? That's awesome. Awesome. We love it. We love hearing that. Nothing like the sun. It will do you right. It will definitely do you right. But And just like we've shared about sunlight, about black seed oil and moringa powder and all sea moss and all the other stuff, over the years that our family was using to transform their lives. This is no different. He put the finger up walking behind me. Now, that's church. But anyway, this is no different. If anything, it's probably one of the most transformative methods that I have ever encountered to just dramatically change your life from the inside out. Alternate day fasting. That's what we're talking about. Alternate day fasting. By the way, that thumbnail that Duane just drew, I don't know, that was some kind of glamour shot. I don't know what that was, okay? But that's artistic license, okay? So when you see the thumbnail, he did that. All right? I ain't nothing to do with that. But all right, so you guys may have heard that we are creating an alternate day fasting community for people to come in, learn about alternate day fasting, and then embark on that journey together. Okay. But before we kind of get into that, alternate day fasting is just what it sounds. It's eating every other day. Okay. And there are modified versions of that that you can do. There's tons of different ways you can do ADF or alternate day fasting. I'm going to share a little bit about what I am doing, but really why I'm here is to share with you why I think it's important to do it together. Let me start by saying this. This, you might be listening to this and it may not be for you. Like, it may not resonate with you. It may not be your thing. That's perfectly fine, right? Because it took me about 5 good years to start this, right? I knew probably 4 or 5 years ago that fasting was really going to be my thing. Like, it was going to be the thing to change my life. It took me 4 or 5 years to actually say yes and get started. Sometimes it just has to speak to you, Let me show you this. Let me show you what I mean, right? Because I was hiding, okay, for a good 5 years. Let me show you what that looks like. 1 second, I'm going to bring some pictures up. I want you to tell me what you see in these pictures. What's the common thread, okay? 1 second. I'm going to bring some pictures on the screen. Sorry, I got to make them smaller. 1 second. That's my husband and I. For those of you that don't know Duane. That's picture 1. We're going to throw a couple of them up on the screen, okay? This is picture 2. Ooh, big old head. Both of us got big heads. It's picture 2. Let's scroll. Let's move on to picture 3. 1 second. You all know when I am struggling a little bit with the technology, I'm in his office on his system, not in my desk. So 1 second. Can you, the images disappeared. Excuse me. Can you give it to me? Can you give it to me? Thank you. Y'all just be patient with me 1 second, okay? When we do the class, I will be at my desk, not his, okay? All right, this is picture 3. I think I got two more. And I just want you to tell me what you see. That's all. That's all. We're going to keep it real simple. All right, we'll just make this the last one, okay? There you go. We'll make this the last one. Sorry for that slow start. 1 second. Hey, Team Truth in the house. Okay, so with those 4 pictures that are on your screen right now, with my yellow teeth, my yellow green teeth, what do you see? What's the common denominator in all of these pictures? Come on, Brown Win. Yes, sis. I'm hiding. My husband isn't. You see my husband. He's body front, and I'm like, I'm hiding. Right? I'm slid behind him, hiding. That's what I did. It's literally what I did for the last 4 years. So I did. 1, because I didn't like how I looked. Okay. I definitely didn't like how I looked in pictures, for sure. And I just, it became very convenient to just slide behind him like this. Okay. If you watch some of our broadcasts, you'll see me even, on the camera, I'm kind of like this. Okay. I'm kind of snuck to the side. Let me get rid of these pictures. Okay. Cause they're, Brownwin said she does it too. Yes. Come on. Right. But see, here's the thing. When you hide like that, you are not just hiding for the picture. You are not showing up in life. You are hiding behind all kinds of things. You know what I mean? You are not fully present. You are not fully available, to interact with the ones that you should be interacting with, to speak when you need to speak, to share, to be present, to share your gifts. You are hiding somewhere, right? And that, I just wanted to show you that, because that is really what, I did, right? I would poke my head out a little bit, share something, do a video, and then I would shrink back. Okay. So what happened was I heard about alternate day fasting. Okay. And something just clicked. And I said, okay, this is it. This is for me. This is what I need to do. This is what's going to change my life. It was that clear. But let me say something else. I think the reason why it took me 4 or 5 years to get to that place, to make that decision, was because there were certain decisions I had to make prior to that to choose me. There were certain things. I was stretched too thin. I was stressed out. I was doing too much. And I had to start at least initially making some decisions to say, okay, I'm not doing that anymore. Okay, yeah, let's pull back over here. I'm not doing that anymore. And I had to start taking some steps to actually choose me. And this doesn't mean, that I was being pressured to do this or that in my life. No, this is stuff I was doing. Okay. Namely in the area of work, my work life, stretch way too thin, way too far. But when I started just making small decisions to choose me, small things to clear certain distractions, you open up space to get better, right? You open up a place for you to start being better and really coming back to yourself, right? The person that you've kind of been ignoring. You know what I mean? You help everybody else. You do things for everybody else. You make sure everybody else is okay. Meanwhile, you are somewhere on the side of the road like, what am I doing for me? And how did I get here, right? And so those small decisions open up space for you to really make the larger decisions and the larger commitments. And so I did, right? So I started this alternate day fasting journey. All right. What is alternate day fasting? In simplest terms, it's eating every other day. That's really what it is. Okay. But that is it. What I did specifically was fast for 36 hours, then eat within a 12-hour window. And you can eat whatever you want on your eating days. Whatever you want on your eating days. Okay, here's the thing. There was a study that was done in a journal called Cell Metabolism. They took thousands of people, men and women. This is not just for women now. This is not just for women. Okay. They took men and women and put them through an alternate day fasting regimen for 30 days. 30 days. That's it. They said 36 hours you fast. And that may sound like a lot. It really may sound like a lot, but it really isn't. It depending on how you schedule your 36 hours, you're basically just going to sleep, which is fasting, right? Because you're not eating if you're asleep. Okay. You going to sleep, fasting the next day, and then going to sleep again, right? Give or take a few hours. Okay. For the most part. Right. And so that's what they did. And then the following day, you have 12 hours. You can eat whatever you want. You can eat burgers and cheesecake. And again, you don't want to pig out, but you can eat whatever you want. All right. That's what they told these participants in this study. Do it for 30 days. Men and women, what they found, I mean, man, the fat, the visceral fat, the fat around their trunk, the trunk area, okay, the belly was torched. That fat was torched, okay? Their heart markers, the heart conditions were improved. Their brain fog was cleared, right? Or improved. I mean, the inflammation in the body was, it's crazy. The inflammation just shrunk. You have people, I actually have some feedback. These are just feedback from people doing alternate day fasting, right? Just that I found online. Okay. I didn't coach these people or anything like that. These are just people's experiences, right? Doing alternate day fasting. I want to show you a few of them just so you can kind of get a feel of how impactful this is. It is so much larger than just, I got a waistline or the belly fat's gone or I look a little better, right? No, it is much, much bigger than that. And I'm going to share a little bit about that. We won't be on here long, but let me get a few of these feedback. All right, so I'm going to read this one. This person commented under an alternate day fasting video and said, I just completed my first week of alternate day fasting on a 36-12 schedule, and I lost 10 pounds. Because you will have results in your first week. If you're doing it correctly, you will have results in your first week. It's going to vary. Bob is going to have different effect than Tanya, different results than, everybody's results will vary, but you will see results in your first week. All right. Just completed my first week of alternate day fasting on a 36-12 schedule, and I lost 10 pounds. All cravings gone. And I was a sugar addict. This is what this person said. I plan to keep this up until I drop 80 pounds. We'll see. So far, it's doable. Let me show you this next one. I tore the meniscus in my knee. I didn't want surgery. I needed to lose weight too. The extra weight was certainly not helping my knee. I began to do the longer fast for weight loss and for healing. It worked. I lost 50 pounds in 6 months and my knee was healed without surgery. My doctor even confirmed my knee was healed with an MRI. Fasting is such a fantastic and powerful tool we all have access to. She is absolutely right. Absolutely right. Let me show you one more. This person said, I feel like I've hit the mother load. I'm going on 50, all right? 50 years of age. I have lost 60 pounds and lost my diabetes. My waking blood sugar is typically 80 to 90 now versus the 150 it was when I started this journey. She or he says, I have skin cancer. My doctor has expressed to me over and over how amazed she is to see how my skin has self-repaired and says she's never seen anyone's skin heal like mine has. Now this, she just said a thing. Let me tell you a little bit about that. So the reason why I'm super passionate about this right now, yes, the weight loss is fun, right? That's the front. That's the banner that like hangs up in the front of the store, right? That people see. That's cool. That's fun. That is life-changing. True. But honey, when you go on these, we're talking about 36 hours. Let's keep it there. When you do alternate day fasting on a 36 to 12 schedule, 36 hours fasting, 12-hour eating window, you encounter something called autophagy, which basically is when your cell system begins to clean itself. All right. Those old cells that are turning into cancer, that are malforming, that are full of toxins, of glucose, all right, of pharmaceutical drugs from when you went and got your, had the Novocaine, injected when you had your dental work, for example. When you take in toxins, they don't just magically go away. They are stored, and they're stored in your fat cells. Okay. So your fat cells store sugar, they store excess hormones, and they store toxins. All right. So what fasting does, once you get past the 17-hour, 20-hour mark, your body is moving into autophagy, where those cells that, let's call them dirty cells, dysfunctional cells. What happens is, because your body isn't getting fueled by food, it's got to go eat fat, right? It's got to go burn fat so you can, get on the bus, so you can walk to work. So, if those of you that live in the city, so that you can move around your house, so that you can think, right? Because your brain uses 20% of the energy of the day. Your body's got to burn something, so it turns to the fat. All right, let's burn this fat then, because we gotta keep doing. Nicole's got to get done X, Y, and Z today. In burning that fat, it's going to release that glucose out of your system, release those extra hormones out of your system, release those toxins, right, that have been stored in the fat. Okay. So your body is cleaning itself, right? Your body, and we're talking fat burning, but that autophagy, the whole process of autophagy, are healthy cells going and cleaning up damaged cells. All right. And when that happens, the beauty happens. All right. The inflammation flushes out of the system. Let me give you an example. And pain as well. Let me give you an example. Okay. So a lot of what I'm talking about, I learned from Mindy Pelz, Dr. Mindy Pelz. Okay. She has a book called Fast Like a Girl. That's because her focus is on, well, as the book states, fasting, but fasting specifically for women. But my focus is not just fasting for women, because this works in women and men. Okay. Let me give you an example, 2 examples. One, Mindy Pelz, she gives this, tells this story about how she had pain in her, I believe it was her ankle, I believe. All right. One of her lower extremities. And she tried everything. She tried, the ice baths, the cryotherapy, all the stuff, right? All the high tech stuff, red light, all the stuff. But that pain would not go away. It was chronic pain, and it would not go away. And so what she did was she threw a longer fast at that injury. Now, in this particular case, she's talking about a 5-day fast, a 3-day fast, okay? And once you get into those longer fasts, 3 days, 4 days, you're literally making new stem cells. So that injury that's been in your body for so long, you're literally, it's being repaired and you're making new stem cells, and that injury goes away. She said after that longer fast that she chose to do, we're talking about 36-hour fast here, but I'm giving you this as an example. On that longer fast, she said she had that pain never came back. Never came back. Dr. Berg, you may have heard of Dr. Berg. He has taken several of his clients that had stage 4 cancer. I'm going to be sharing a little bit of that in just as a review in the class. Stage 4 cancer. They were healed through fasting. Why? Because if we give the body a chance to repair itself, that's what the body wants to do. That's what the body wants to do. It wants to repair itself. It's what it wants to do. That's not saying you don't take this or you don't add this to your regimen or you don't use this herbal medication or this standard medication, but the fasting itself can really heal the body. Yeah, if we give it a chance, right? And so when you do this 36-hour fasting, this alternate day fasting, you enter into autophagy and the results are incredible. Everything from knee injuries, elbow injuries, arthritis. A lot of older people, their arthritis, they're like, oh my God, it's cleared. I can show you testimonies on that too, right? So for me, alternate day fasting and sharing this with our community is yet another layer of healing. And the best part is that it is free. Fasting is free, right? Fasting is free, right? And, but a lot of people, they need support and they need a schedule. They need some structure or else they're just going to kind of fly off and kind of, fall off. But when you have a schedule and you have a community, you really can succeed. You really can do this thing, So all of those reasons are why I feel really passionate about alternate day fasting. Let me show you, for those of you that have not seen, let me show you my progress thus far. All right, 1 second. Okay. Can you change it for me? It seems like it brought up your text messages. Can you change it to, I want to change it to that. Okay. Thank you. Okay, so this is the alternate day fasting, the 14-day jumpstart program. Okay, we're going to get into that in just a quick second, and then we're going to say goodbye for the afternoon. All right. But I wanted to show you in case you haven't seen this. Okay. So this is where I started. All right. 220.8 pounds. All right. I'm 5'9". Okay. And that's another way you can hide, right? Because that height can hide a lot of weight. All right. Because I'm tall. 220.8 pounds. And so in about 2 months, 198.8, and I'm actually less than that now. I haven't weighed in a couple of days, but the waist, you can see the waistline started coming in. The chest area is fat, so you're gonna lose fat there. You're gonna lose fat around the waist area. All right, that's gonna start to cinch in. Okay, all right, you're gonna lose it in your face. All right. And then let me take you, hold on one second. Let me take you here really quickly. Okay, so how are we doing this? All right. What I think and know is really going to help people is to do it as a group. If this is speaking to you, if it's not speaking to you, then it's not for you. Maybe it's for a different time, Maybe you want to join it and you just want to learn how to do it so you're ready when you're ready, right? But what we're going to do is we're going to do a live class. We're going to do it together. We're going to do a live class, 90 minutes, and then 30 minutes Q&A. Okay. Then what we're going to do is we're going to walk through it together for 14 days. Let me come back here. We're going to walk through this whole process for 14 days together. Because what I've found and what I've learned from other people, once you get to the end of the 2 weeks, you kind of really have your rhythm. You know what works for you, what doesn't work for you. You know what meals really make you feel great, going back into the fasting day, and which ones really didn't give you the nutrients that you need. All right. You've made the mistakes once you get to the end of that 2 weeks. Okay. So that, I feel, is the most crucial part for people that are trying this. Because the last thing you want to do is get into this, not really have any support, fail at it, and then just feel, oh, this is just something else that didn't work for me. I still have the same pain. I still have the same, chronic issue in my health. I still have the same weight. And then it just reinforces what you may already think. Nothing's going to work. Do you know what I mean? So you want to get a win for yourself. Sometimes you just need a win, And so we do that by having structure, having a clear plan, and having support. All right? Structure, strategy, and support. That's what you need. Okay? So during that 14 days, right? When we're on the program, you're going to have private access to a community, alternate day fasting community. Everybody in the class will have access to that community. So you can share, your success stories. You can share, okay, I'm hungry today, y'all. I'm hungry. I'm about to break this fast. Okay, what do I need to do? All of that stuff, your cravings, you can put that into the group and get that support, get that feedback, get tips and tricks, all that stuff. That's really the power of the community, and also hearing other people's successes, that they had a great day and this is what they did, or this is how they got through. When you're hungry, it helps. It helps you just stretch that last couple hours and do it, So I didn't want to do this class without having a support system around it. Okay. All right. So let me share with you what you will get in this class. The class is going to start July 20th. All right. We're starting July 20th. That's when you're going to get the information. Then I'm going to give people a ramp up period between the 20th and August 1st for you to start prepping your body for fasting, because I'm not going to take you straight from the burger joint drive-through line to alternate day fasting. No, because you will be jacked up. Okay. I want to be able to help you prep your body for alternate day fasting, right? So if you love junk food, if you love fast food, if you love sugar. There's a way to work your body, transition your body from where you are now until it's ready for alternate day fasting. And I'll talk about that in the class, how you do that in the days leading up to August 1st. Okay. You can start if you take the class on July 20th and you're like, I'm ready to go. I'm hyped. I'm ready to go. I want to start the class on July 21st. I want to start my journey on July 21st. You can do that. But as a group, we're going to start it August 1st together, right? So that everybody is going through the same, hunger pains and successes and all that at the same time. Okay. All right. So let's show you really quickly. I'm going to come back here. Let's show you what we're doing, what you're getting. Okay. Structure, strategy and support, 90-minute live class that I'm going to be teaching, 30-minute Q&A afterwards. And, of course I can hang around a little longer because I love that. Okay. And a bonus live progress check-in after 14 days. So you're getting 2 sessions in the price of one. You're getting 2 sessions. Okay. You get the class and you're going to get a progress check-in in 14 days. Okay. What I like about that progress check-in class is you're going to hear where other people are, what they learned. Of course, you're going to hear some testimonies. You're also going to hear some people that say, hey, I had a couple days where I fell off, but I hopped right back in and I still lost weight. Do you know what I mean? So you want to get all of those learnings. All right. That's why I'm doing 2 sessions for the price of one. All right. Of course, you'll have the replay of the class for your own reference. And then I want to equip you with some guides that you can take and keep, all right, and continue to use over and over and over again. So you'll have your Jumpstart Starter Guide, which will be an alternate day fasting guide. What to, how to do it, what not to do it, what is great for, boosting your nutrients on your eating days, all of that. Okay. Fasting schedules that you can download. 7 days, 14 days, 21 days, 30 days. Okay. So you can kind of customize your schedule. Refueling meal plans, because you got your fast days and your fuel days. Fuel days are eating days. So what we're taking into consideration are people who are omnivores. You eat everything. You eat meat, you eat vegetables, vegetarians and vegans. Okay. So you'll have meal suggestions for no matter what your eating preferences are. Okay. And then the community group access for 60 days. Okay. There's no parentheses after days. I will fix that. But private community support for 60 days. Yes, the program's for 2 weeks, but you're going to have access to the group for 2 months because I want you to keep progressing. Okay. I probably will stretch that out. We'll see. But as we have new classes and new groups of people coming in, we might need to start, a separate group for the newbies. So we'll see, but you will definitely have access for 2 months. Okay. What you're going to learn, what is ADF, how it works, what it's doing in your body and I'm going to be showing you visuals so you can actually see what is happening at the cell level in your body. Okay. How to structure your fasting and your fueling days. Again, like I mentioned, preparing your body, how to manage your cravings, what to eat for all diets, common mistakes and how to avoid them, some hacks, some shortcuts, and how to get results in your first week or your first strong, okay? Your first strong 7 days, okay? How to get results. Finally, these are some of the benefits, and there are so many more, but these are, and I didn't even, Nicole, what are you doing? I didn't even talk about this. Insulin resistance, is really the name of the game when you're doing alternate day fasting. It absolutely targets your insulin resistance and it normalizes your insulin sensitivity. All right. I don't know why I didn't even start. I should have started this video with that. But so many people are insulin resistant. Alternate day fasting really helps normalize your insulin response, okay, which is huge. Improving biomarkers for disease, reducing or eliminating your pain. And that is what I mentioned earlier about the inflammation. Yes, can you take turmeric? Yes, absolutely. Can you take black seed oil? You better. Yes. All of these things target inflammation in the body. Fasting is the only thing that's free, okay, and does so much more, right? At the cellular level. Normalize your ghrelin levels. That's the hunger hormone. So not only are you going to be correcting all of these things in the body, but you're also going to be bringing down your hunger hormone. Why is that important? It's going to make it easier to fast, right? Because your first couple days might be a little hard, But as your body gets used to the routine, things get easier, all right? And as your gut microbiome improves, your cravings are going to be reduced as well. We'll go into that deeper in the class. Lower your triglyceride levels, your brain. I'm almost done. Your brain. We hear so many people, and when we were offering our liquid herbal tinctures or extracts, so many people bought the brain boosting herbal extract because they're dealing with brain fog and memory loss, and I can't find my keys, and I can't remember this, and they're experiencing adverse progress or negative progress in their brain, and they want to correct that. Alternate day fasting does that. Okay, fasting period does that. Okay, so preserving your memory function and learning. Okay, increasing your growth hormone by 1,300%, which is a fat burning hormone. Boosting your brain power by 400%. These are the things. These are all the things, okay, that we want. These are the things that we want to happen. This is why we're fasting. Do you know what I mean? This is why we're fasting. So let me come back. Here. All right. 1 second. Okay. Come back to me. So, I don't want to belabor the point because there's a lot we're going to get into in the class itself, but it is life-changing. It's life-changing. It's changing my life. And so I'm 22 pounds down in a little over 2 months and 2 pant sizes down. Okay. And still burning. So I'm looking to lose double that. Yeah, I'm looking to lose double that. And we'll talk about for the men and women, we'll talk about how to preserve your muscle and how to actually strengthen your muscle. Because when you come off of the fast, the way you break the fast can actually make your muscles stronger than they were before you started the fast. Believe it or not. Yeah. I mean, every single time you come off the fast, every other day. Yeah. So it does wonders for the body. It is changing people's lives. It is healing people of disease and inflammation. It's tremendous. It's tremendous. So I want to share it with you. I want to walk with you because I know if I just put a video up, that's cool. That's good. People may try to do it, drop off, feel like a failure, maybe say it wasn't for me. I don't want that. So that's why I said, okay, let's do it this way. Take the class, join the community, walk it out together, and have your testimony at the end. And I'll probably be on a mission with this from now to the end of the year and see how many people we can help, how many lives we can change, how many people's, because honestly, I get really, and I'm done, I get super, super like hype. I get super excited when I hear these testimonies, meaning from Samba Tree, right? From our website, when people say, I took black seed oil and for the last 12 months and I'm off my blood pressure medication. I was taking turmeric and black seed oil and I'm off my diabetes medications. I'm off metformin. Like that is so, it's why I live. It's like why I live. Okay. So this is just another layer of me walking out my life purpose, and it's helping people heal. That's it. That's my life purpose. Okay. One of the things that I am supposed to do in my life is help people heal. And this is just another layer. And the last thing, maybe, that I'll say, then I'm gonna come over to the chat just to see if anybody has any questions in the chat.
I do want to add something though.
Okay.
Just real quick. Like we just had somebody, for example, I was just talking with someone recently that told me that they're done with you had mentioned their blood pressure medication.
Yeah.
Been taking it for years.
Yeah.
And this is the kind of stuff we're talking about here. Like she mentioned, I'm going to emphasize it as well. It's free.
It's free, baby.
It's free. Way it starts is in your mind. You have to make the choice. Yeah. You have to make the decision. Yeah. And for us here, we're not going to sit up here and, Nicole and I, we were talking about this yesterday, where you got some people who, they get up there. If you don't do that, get off and stop being lazy and getting all of this like negative. We gotta like criticize you and guilt you into starting this journey. No, you don't. The journey starts with you making the decision. Mm-hmm. And when you make a decision, it shouldn't come by way of someone insulting you or bullying you or anything like that. But you have to make the choice. Yeah. And so, and one thing I try to like emphasize over and over on this platform is the answers are here. We're in an age right now where there are a lot of answers to things that we have been questioning and trying to figure out. They're in reach right now. And unfortunately, a lot of people have been so in bondage mentally for so long. Yeah. Even with the cage open, they still prefer the cage. I saw this. It was a picture of a horse, huge horse. Oh yeah. And they have him tied to a plastic chair, and the horse stayed there like as if it couldn't go anywhere. Right. I've seen those. So this is the mindsets. These are the mentalities that we are on a mission to break. Yeah. That we can talk about, we can point out these different issues and situations that are out there, but we're also pointing to real solutions. Yeah. You can become a different person. Yeah. I don't care how old you are. It's true. I don't care if you feel, I'm 50, I'm 60. This is for the young people. No, it's for you because you're still breathing. You're still able-bodied. Yeah. And you can change. You can shift tremendously the legacy. Some of you who have legacies in your family and you look back and some of it is in guilt because you're like, man, what have I done or what have we done or whatever. But here's an opportunity. Yeah. What we're saying is there are opportunities for you, and it's not too late for you to create a transformation. Yeah. A transformative shift. Yeah. In the trajectory of your legacy. Yeah. And that's why we're saying it's not just about losing weight. Yeah. Everybody's doing that. Pharmaceutical industry, they're in on that. Yeah, Ozempic is doing that. They're going to give you Ozempic. They give you this and that or whatever. Yeah. But yet when you look at these people, they still got them panda eyes. They look droopy and all that kind of stuff because the person that's in them is still there. The broken person is still there. What our focus is to start on the inside. And then the inside, let that be a reflection of once that's repaired, then just like a flower, it comes out and it's much, much more beautiful. Yeah. That's very good. That's the focus. That's the focus. Good. So it's easy for us a lot of times when we hear anything, when someone's talking about weight loss or whatever, something that involves weight loss, our minds will typically just file it under that and like, oh, I'll never do that. But what we're trying to do is get you to see, no, it's not just that. It's a lot more than that. We're talking about a change in your mindset that's going to have a tremendous effect on so many things that you're doing. Tomorrow, I'm gonna have a video where we're gonna be talking about something I've kind of talked about in the research group. I'm not trying to go off too deep right now, but just look out for a video soon that I'm gonna put out on way our minds have been trained and just in this system.
Oh yeah.
And
yeah.
It's as close as your left and your right hand. I'll just leave it at that.
Yeah.
But stay tuned for that. We're going to talk about that. That video will be coming soon. But it starts with you. It starts with you.
Very
Whenever
good.
you're ready, the change is here. That's what we're saying.
Yeah, that's good.
Whenever you're ready, it's here. All right. So I just wanted to say that.
Yeah, very good. Very good. Very good. That's very good. I'm glad you mentioned that. Because you see a lot of that. People who, whether they're fitness coaches or fitness gurus, or even people that are in the like herbal healing type space, you do see a lot of guilting. You know what I mean? Like, get your fat butt off of the couch and you just need to get up and make a change. How long are you going to sit there and keep scrolling? And see, like me, my personality, oh honey, I'm going to keep scrolling. Like because don't number one, don't force me into anything. Number one. Number two, don't talk down to me. That's the easiest way to lose me. Right. And so, it's the same way with this. You have to be ready to show up for yourself and say, you know what? I'm going to do this. And here's the thing. You can even go into it and say, 7 days. Let's see. 7 days. I'm not going to say I'm doing it for 30 days. I'm going to do it for this 14. I'll say 14 is 14-day program. I'm going to do it for the 14 days, and show up for yourself. So thank you for that. Very important. Calculated Crescendo said, can you briefly address alternate day fasting and its benefits during the menopause season? Yes. And actually I have some sources that I'm going to share during the class for ladies, if you're in the menopausal season of your life, or if you still have your cycle, because there are techniques that you should use during both of those seasons. Okay. But what I will say is that alternate day fasting balances hormones. It actually balances hormones. So if you are dealing with really high excess estrogen dominance, or if you're depleted of your estrogen, alternate day fasting can help balance your hormones. And we will get into that. We'll have a small section in the class that touches on that, because again, the class is for men and women, but these are very important pieces that we do need to touch on, and you need to be aware of it, to be able to do ADF successfully in your menopausal season. That's what I'm trying to say. So yes, so we will touch on that more. Thank you for that, Calculated Crescendo. I will be going into that as well in the class. And I think there was one more thing. Duane, wasn't there one more thing that you mentioned? It was something he mentioned I wanted to touch on, but that's okay. Oh, sorry. Team Truth. Team Truth said, sorry, sis, but how much is the class? Again, you guys, see, this is what happens. Because for me, it's about people getting the healing, right? Not just the money. Okay. So I didn't even halfway tell y'all how much the class was. Sorry. Okay. Alternate day, 14-day jumpstart program is $49. All right. That is the early bird pricing. And I'm going to tell you, you're not getting a live class, a support group, a follow-up live session, and then 2 months 2-month after support, meaning in the group where you can support each other for 60 days, $49 is literally laughable. I'm not even being funny, but as an entrepreneur, that's ridiculous. Okay, just so you know. Okay, that's ridiculous. All right, so the price here, you see it's $97, but I marked it to $49 just because I really want people's lives to be changed. I really want people to get healthy. Like I really want that. All right, so down here, the price increases to $67 after the early bird period. Okay. And everything that you're going to get, and I'm actually going to give you more freebies than what you see on the product listing, $250 in value with the class, the materials that I'm going to give you, the the discounts and the post-class group support. What is she talking about with the discounts? This right here, sorry. Let me pull this back. You see here where it says exclusive Samba Tree product discounts for fasting teas and mineral salt. So, that's something that is optional. You don't have to do that. Okay. But for those that do want to add, teas that will help your focus, help reduce your hunger on your fasting days, I'm going to give some very deep discounts. So you can use those products to hack your fasting. All right. So that you're going to get as well. But that is really what I wanted to share. I really wanted to just come on and share why I'm offering this, why I think it's extremely valuable, and why I think it's one of the best things that I've ever done in my life. And, one of the best things I think you can do in your life when you're ready to do it. And we're here for you, to help walk you through. So, you have anything else, Mr. DJ? No? Okay. All right, you guys, we're not going to hold you. If there's no other questions, we're going to go ahead and close out the live. Just know you can find this obviously on sambatree.com. Just go to the website, first page. I will show you right here, and we're going to say bye-bye. So, right here, Samba Tree, front page, just scroll right down and you'll find it right here. Okay. That's where you can find it and you can sign up. You can also send some questions. If you have any questions for me, you can send them to care@sambatree.com if you have questions before the class. And I think that's it. You definitely want to get in before the price increases to $67. All right. You're on early bird pricing right now at $49. So, okay. I think that's it from me, y'all. We will see you in class. Love you.